My name is Tannia Suárez, and as your leadership communication coach, I'm going to share with you today some options for getting leadership coaching for non native speakers in companies. If you own a company or if you head a company that has a lot of executives who are non native speakers, this is training that you can look into providing for them to make sure that they are giving you their best and that they're meeting their full potential. Because a lot of times for non native speakers, what I find in my coaching experience is companies have this amazing resource, but because of certain language insecurities, not leadership insecurities necessarily. And that's the unique part about how I coach and what I coach. A lot of people that come to me have good leadership skills, but they're not translating into the global sphere. I just get really excited because I want you to know that the people that you have even greater potential. And so training like this can help you bring that out in them. Now, the great thing about providing leadership communication training specific to non native speakers and with me as the coach is that I have experience doing this and I have very niche experience of working with non native speakers. I've worked with clients from over 30 countries, and that has really driven my passion for understanding the cultural nuances, the linguistic challenges that someone has when they're trying to apply all of their business skills in English. And this is a challenge that for companies, you might not realize that your non native speakers are struggling with, that your native speakers don't even have to think about. Because leadership communication training in general is also for native speakers. Everybody needs to sharpen their presentation skills, their persuasion, their networking. But for non native speakers, we have a few other layers of challenges to address that will help you accelerate those results. And this is something that is incredibly beneficial to the company because as they refine their executive presence and their virtual executive presence, that's going to make your company look even better. The thing that the non native speakers in your company are struggling with that you might not even know, because maybe for you, they're good enough. Obviously, they got the job and they're high performers. However, you don't realize how much more potential they have because a lot of times with the people that I coach, they're not shy, but they are more reserved in English. And so, really being able to have that fluency breakthrough so that their personality shines is going to make a huge difference in how they present themselves. And this is going to impact your company because when they are more charismatic, when they're more effective, when they're more persuasive, the deals are going to get closed. Their network is going to expand. Your company is going to benefit from them being an even better version of themselves. And of course, the bottom line, having this kind of training is going to increase productivity, which is going to increase revenue. It's going to increase company morale. It's going to increase retention. The domino effect of being able to offer this kind of niche bespoke training is amazing. This is going to elevate not only the people that are in the program, but also your company. Now, let's talk about what they're going to get in the Leadership Communication Accelerator. My focus is on confidence, clarity, and connection because after 20 years of being in this business and working with non native speakers, not only that, but my family is from Mexico. So I grew up with non native speakers. I'm really attuned to what that process, what those insecurities are, and what the best sequential way is to accelerate their growth so that we see exponential growth, not just linear. The first thing we want to do is increase their confidence. This is immediately going to have a positive impact because as their executive presence is more refined, more elevated, they're going to lead by example. So, again, this is where it's not just about the person who's receiving the training, the trickle effect is amazing. Once we have a really solid foundation of confidence, we focus on the communication aspect. And this is really impactful because a lot of times they're struggling with communication because of their cultural background. Depending on what country they're from, that might be the reason why they take a long time to get to the point. Depending on their linguistic nuances, that might be the reason why they come across as aggressive, or maybe they don't really do well in small talk situations. So, this is where we dig into what's impacting, what's hurting the communication currently, and then how can we expedite the results and be able to communicate in a way that translates on a global playing field. And then now that you're confident and you're more solid in your communication strategies, connection is key. When it comes to leadership, being able to have a solid network, being able to connect with people authentically as well as strategically is a game changer. And this is something that non native speakers struggle with, not always because of personality. So I find that with native speakers, it tends to be more of a personality situation. Whereas with non native speakers, it's because they're so uncomfortable with the rhythm of American small talk conversation because it's different. The conversation topics are different than where they're from. how people interact, the rhythm of interruption, all these little moments that cause a lot of insecurity and can lead to very ineffective connections. Not being able to do this not only hurts their career growth, but it also impacts the perception of your company when they're networking at conferences, when they're having small talk with clients before meetings. So, being able to connect in a genuine way is going to help drive not only results, but business. So, if you're ready to explore how I can help the non native speakers in your company excel, book a call at tanyasuarez.com/corporate solutions. Thank you so much for joining me for this special episode, and I'll see you next time on Leadership English.